Okay, so today we start what I believe will be a better way for me to communicate my ideas when it comes to the US stock market. And I thought like, okay, I can go to Twitch. I can do some live streams, which we will do starting 2023. But then I just don't want to be another guy just showing you like there's a trend line here. I will do that, by the way. But one more of the pack. I actually want to bring something. So this is going to be the beginning of Viva America, where we're more patriotic than Americans. And this is going to get a lot of backlash, but sometimes I do feel that Americans are not proud of being American. And I am American, I just don't have a US passport because my dad denies me. He's a New Yorker. I don't hate people from New York, okay? I don't hate them, right? But it is what it is. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna go over the news and potentially how you can translate that into something that you can digest as a trading opportunity. Now, please remember everything I will say, you know what it is. It's for information, education, and entertainment only, okay? Keep that in mind, right? So, perfect. What happened this week? I think like it's actually what happened yesterday. The boy, Tim Cook, look at him. Let's take a look right there. God damn, Tim Cook. That's so patriotic. Kind of going cheers with the boys from TSM. You gotta love that. $40 billion. $40 billion. I want you to internalize that. $40 billion from Taiwan Semiconductors. Now, here's one thing that you have to understand. You're not doing this for free. And I want everyone to understand something. You have to be grateful that you still have Warren Buffett alive. Let me repeat that and sink it in. Sink that in. Everyone in America, including Apple and Tim Cook, Steve Jobs included, may he rest in peace, has to be grateful that Warren Buffett is still alive. Because this whole thing is not an accident. This whole thing is pretty much Warren making sure his investment, one of his key investments, will continue to thrive. And no, Apple will not recover your losses from 2022. It's not going to happen. But the reality is that having Taiwan Semiconductor in Arizona, making sure they're going to keep building the stuff in a soil where the American structure can protect his best interests, and at some point the interest of the rest of the world is very important. So it makes sense to make this investment. I think Warren put down $5 billion. I'm pretty sure they're going to get a lot of breaks from the US government, Republicans and Democrats. So everyone is working, finally rowing in the same direction. So that's actually pretty good. Now, the most important, you're here because you want to understand how you can translate that into potential investment. This is what we do with our in-house algorithms. And my algorithms, they all have names like Ambush and Instinct. Those are the names of the Bank of America. Actually, like a couple of years ago, futures algorithms. But look at the name Bank of America gave to one of their tools, Ambush. I think you want to rethink calling your software Ambush. It's like, hey guys, I'm gonna sell you Ambush. That's funny. All right, so we know now this is for the best interest of Taiwan. This is for the best interest of the US, but this is also for the best interest of Apple. Thank the Lord, Warren's still alive. So I'm gonna go to Quote Media, and the way we're gonna work this out is just looking at potentially something into 2024. When we come to these show or segments, the idea is for you to look in the use of options, pretty much like Nancy Pelosi and her husband, how they do it and how you can apply the same strategy, okay? Now, we look into the option chain. Right now, Taiwan Semiconductor trading at $79. That's all right. And I will say I'll go to the strike 2024. Okay, January 2024. And I will look for pricing and understanding what I'm trying to say, okay? If I'm looking for a strike price that is not too far from the current price of the stock, then I can kind of take a little bit, pay more upfront. I can pay more upfront because it's not too far what it has to do. So even if the stock moves lower, the recovery process might take 6 months, and then what it has to do is not too far. Although the implied volatility may eat a little bit of you, you have a chance. You have a chance to make a comeback. So you can take the 100 in that case. Every contract today goes for, I will say, 548, and there is 11,000 contracts in the open interest, right? Now, if I want to put less money, let's say like less than $200, and I want to have some exposure to Taiwan Semiconductor, then I'm going to go check all the strikes past 100 and see where's the action. There's some action at the 150 strike for ticker symbol TSM, and the open interest caught my eye. That's 5,485 contracts. Now, it's only 74. This is the type of contracts a lot of retail traders will take because they don't have a lot of money after the debacle in 2022. So you may be paying attention to this one. Contract high, $25. The contract low, 28 cents. Now, I will be willing as well to take another $500 into this idea. I'm risking it all. That will be my stop loss. But what I look to do here is 150. And a lot of people will say, how on earth Taiwan Semiconductor, which is not a US company, will double in a year? Well, you have to think that by them investing $40 billion in the US, in US soil, then they're removing the risk of any potential invasion. Doesn't mean that at some point in time, Republic of China, okay, People's Republic of China wouldn't invade, and that wouldn't be a risk for the world. But it means that as far as business will be business as usual. It is what it is when it comes to these fights between the same side of, Taiwan. Are they Chinese? Chinese from People's Republic of China? Are they Chinese too? I don't know. That's something else. But the reality is you're looking to understand how the company because they will be removing the risk, right? So therefore it makes sense for them, okay? So that's pretty much what it is. So this is something I believe it's very important for America and Americans, and for the rest of the world that don't want to live in oppression. So I'm looking for the 150. The fact that they're no longer at the mercy of People's Republic of China, potential war invasion, makes TSM a very attractive stock at this point. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't have a lot of cash right now after a very rough 2022. This is where I will be looking to play the game. And if you want to play a little bit safer and put a lot more money, like $500, then if I were to put $1,000 to $5,000, I will be looking for the 100 strike. The way it looks when you think about the stock, Apple, for example, I'm not saying it won't offer any upside. That's not the case. You can look, it's a wide range. I wouldn't be surprised if it trades lower 122. At 122, you can actually load more. It will be safer. But then when you look at the structure that you have with TSM, you have to kind of think that this is where you have a balance around the 60 level. That's the 60 level all the way to January 20. And before the big drop, the COVID drop, you have a resistant, it broke. Now 1, 2, 3, that's a massive support, especially because in this area you have warrants investment. So I wouldn't be surprised at some point in time if I get it at 80. I will be the shares probably next. I think there's a potential surprise to the upside in the next 12 months, how the landscape will change, especially if it comes to the end of the war between Ukraine and Russia. Guys, thank you so much. This is Viva America, episode number 1. I'm going to copy one from Joe Rogan. I think you want to watch these videos because it's just going to be a quick recap to understand what is happening out there, how the business landscape is changing, how it's shifting, and how we're taking whatever news is out there and finding the best opportunities. But we will do that by applying the best investment vehicle that we have in this decade. Options on US stocks. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and make sure to give this video a like. If you have something to say, you don't like me, that's fine. Don't be rude, but happy to hear from you. The comments are available right there. Thank you guys. See you soon. Ciao.